Mhm.
Good morning, viewers. You are welcome to the fifth edition of T.R.A.C.K. T.R.A.C.K is telling reality and creating knowledge. I will be your host this morning, Mrs. Siva Omoyondo. I am not alone in the studio this morning, and by my left is
Dr. Clara, Nwaledi, Mogonale Admiral.
thank you so much, ma. We're glad to have you this morning. By my right is
Olusegun Akorede Johnson is with me.
you're welcome, sir. Good to have you this morning. Yes, we shall be going over to the business of today, and the topic before us this morning is tips on how to prevent burnout in the workspace. Yes, Dr. Mom. Recently we celebrated Workers' Day. I know Workers' Day is about empowering staff, ensuring their well-being and all of that. Yes, ma'am. Can you explain to us what burnout is?
Burnout. If you use the layman word, if you put up candle and it burns up, me it is finished. By implication, layman explanation means when you say there is burnout in office, it simply means that temporary, that staff is exhausted, finished. But we are saying that it means it's a state of, to put in a technical way now, I've given a layman explanation so that people can really understand. It means finish. You have exhausted your power. You have finished your energy, like just like the candle will finish burning, it burns out. But technically, it will refer to a state of physical, emotional, as well as mental exhaustion. Whereby the person has been overworked, probably caused by prolonged stress or prolonged excess workload, and we probably attended to that result of the worker being burned out.
Wow, that's a good one, ma'am. Yes. Having said that, ma'am, what are the causes of burnout? Because we are considering the work environment in this context. Bring it through.
And we talk about burnout, causes of burnout in work environment.
Yes.
It will include things like excessive workload, that is, giving a staff too many responsibilities. If a staff is overtasked, giving too much work, it will make the person to get easily burned out. The lack of control, that is, when the staff is refuse to understand that because the time is very close and electricity has gone up, can I give you not say no, no support, or even from the money. So when there is no support, other support will be even giving this staff annually or casually for one reason or the other. The person needs to go to something unexpected happens and they have to go, and it's not given. Those are all little support that if it is not given, it will lead to burnout. And of course, very important, poor work-life balance. What do I mean? Individuals start from learning to balance up work life and private life.
Yes. Wow.
When you close by 4 or 5, let everything that has to do with the work stay at the workplace. Go home and do home things. So it means you don't go home and start looking at office email or picking, or your boss is calling you. It means you have not separated work from personal life. You need to live your own personal life.
Wow.
Of course, sometimes there may be need that the boss will call you, but not regularly. So you must look to demarcate between work life, private life. There should be a balance between it.
Wow, wow. What an insightful explanation. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, to you, Mr. Johnson. How can employees recognize these symptoms of burnout, signs of burnout? How can they? Yes,
Thank you so much for having me. Okay.
you're welcome, sir.
Basically, I just love the kind of definition that Doctor gave to burnout. It's really explicit. It gave it. I mean, it's an explicit definition. It gives us a serious, a kind of clear meaning of that burnout. Essentially, if for staff to now quickly recognize that it's experiencing burnout, there are quite a lot, I mean, a lot of signals or signs that you will see. The first one is what we call constant fatigue. You'll be tired, getting tired. Even with a little task like that, you'll be somehow, because it's what we're calling, this thing is about exhaustion. The mental, the physical, and the emotional. So the person will be getting tired even at work. The second one is what ladies used to call mood swing. You just, with attitude intentionally. It's just because something is creeping in. So, and if the person could not resolve that particular problem on time, it will graduate to another thing. Another kind of sign that people get whenever there is burnout is what we call decreased motivation. Decreased motivation, something that used to tear you up before, especially your work. If you're very good at work and you know your work used to give you excitement, all of a sudden you just realize that that thing that gives you excitement is costing another thing. It shows that you're having an experience, a burnout experience. Then reduce, of course, when you are losing excitement, the motivation, the concentration will be reduced. Reduce concentration on your work. So this one will make you to be making a lot of error. Instead of writing 2025, you will be writing 2040
It happens.
in your memo. So it shows that something is happening. Co-worker, people will not, you'll be isolating yourself. So that's also part of the sign that anyone that is experiencing this burnout should watch out for. Then, if the work you are having that has been exciting to you is becoming overwhelming, a little task like this, oh God, I can't finish all these things. Oh, when I will I finish it? And before, you used to do even more than that. So just understand something is happening. And even lastly, about neglecting your self-care also is part of sign. You get home, you don't to wash plates or to arrange your bed or to arrange you just neglect yourself. You feel somehow discouraged about everything. So that means something is cooking.
Thank you so much, Mr. Johnson. Yes. Okay, what are some of the consequences of burnout on employees?
Oh, well, we cannot separate employee from the organization we're
Yeah.
Definitely, if someone is experiencing this kind of thing, it impacts on the productivity of that organization. We don't know, and that's why we're supposed to know that taking charge or reducing stress at workplace should be the like we have already talked about the exhaustion, we've talked about mental, it affects your mental health, it affects your physical health. Definitely somebody that is affected in all these areas, the productivity will be very low. So it will affect our productivity even at work. It's very, very important to know this and to understand this. So in workplace, if we want to really understand that, apart from reducing our productivity, it will increase absenteeism. The worker will be complaining, is sick tomorrow, is sick next tomorrow, and because of that, the space will be there. The vacuum, it will create a kind of vacuum at work.
Yes.
So things that you're supposed to do, it will not be available for you to do it. Even when we talk about absenteeism, we also talk about presenteeism. Presenteeism means that the person may be around, may be present, but the mind is off work.
Yes.
The mind is off work. So all of these also turn on the productivity in the organization. Many, many more.
Yes, thank you so much, sir. Mr. Johnson, thank you so much for that wonderful insight. And yes, Dr. Ma, what are some self-care practices, self-management techniques that can help to prevent burnout, especially in this context?
Thank you.
Workspace.
Thank you very much for your question.
Yeah.
If we want to talk about the self-care practices we need to do or staff need to do to handle burnout,
Especially.
we need that there are going to be care management and then stress technique, which the staff must practice. So it's better to be proactive rather than letting it happen. Before it comes, work against it. So what do you do? First, you talk about the self-care. When we talk about the self-care, we are saying that you must have a constant healthy routine. You need to take enough sleep. We are told that at least 6 to 7 hours a day. But if you don't sleep enough and you come to the office, there's a possibility of feeling cranky, feeling tired. So the health is very important that you must have a night so that your body is relaxed.
Yeah.
You recharge and be ready for the next
No, the addition. You can never finish it.
at all. Then, still about the self-care, it is also very important that the individual eats properly. Some of us will come to work without eating. It's not the best.
Looking for job.
Yes, we must eat. So you're not just eating, but you eat balanced diet, good food in the right proportion. You don't eat this area now, apple is the delicacy here. You will not take every food apple and come to work. No, that's not what you do. But take something light that will give you the energy, which will include vegetable and all. That is important. Then the individual must learn to stay active, physically active. What do you means having exercises. You must have hobbies, something you are interested in that you can do after you work. If you like reading, when you get to you read. If you like watching TV, soap opera, all these are African magic and all that, you do that. This way to relax. The tension you would have gathered from work, you're able to release it. But if you don't release this tension, it will accumulate and lead to burnout. So to avoid that, you must be able to rest. While in the office, there must be constant break. There's a long break, yes,
Really?
which office gives, but you don't sit before your system from 8 till 12 when it's break time. No, you must learn to stand up, move around. People will say, how are you? Or just move, not to this one, but you must get up from where you are. After having about 1 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes, please get up. That helps you also to be able to, recharge and refuel yourself. Very, very important. Then in terms of you must have social interaction. Don't be an island. No one is an island. So you must learn to interact with your fellow colleagues. Create that bond of this is your immediate family in the office. Actually, we have two sets of family. Your home family and your workplace family. Your immediate unit, then your family member. I think that's them in my unit that we are one family. Let's work as one family. So if the unit is able to have that family, you interact. How are you? How was your day? Yesterday was weekend. What did you do? Did you go to church? What happened? Oh, how did that? You are able to form that bonding so that when you have issue, because you have made them your friends and what, they will also assist you and cheer you. Then we talk about stress management also very. Manage your time well. You are given responsibility, you have to prioritize the task in terms of urgency and in terms of difficulty. Which one do you do first? Which is more important? Which one does my boss want now? It's like your immediate boss. In most units, you have immediate boss, maybe head of the unit, they have this upper boss, the senior boss. And your immediate boss has given you responsibility. The next thing, the head of the unit comes and also give you responsibility. Who do you listen to first? The upper boss. So you prioritize.
Yeah.
If you say no, this one came first, I must attend to this first, you will have issue. You will experience burnout. Because when you have so much to do and you're not able to prioritize it, it will give you a problem. So to have that, it's important to have what we call to-do list. Create a list for yourself. Once you get to the office, or once you are given responsibility, okay, I will do this first. Then that will be able to help you to manage your stress, and the spirit of gratitude is very important. We must not take this for granted. I'm who I am because God created me. I'm where I am because God made it happen. It is not by my power, it is not by my might. It is not because I'm the most intelligent person. No, it's a gift from the Almighty. The Creator, a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, whether you are a traditional worshiper, we know that there's an Almighty Father, Almighty God, the Creator, to whom everything belongs and who controls the universe. Yes, I'm expected to do my bit, but then God does not build the house in vain. The laborers live, and that is the truth. If the blessings of Almighty God is not on what I'm doing, then I will not progress forward. So we must learn to be grateful to God for what God has done and for the things. Then we must have one immediately give me thinking, my dad don dey vex again for me. No, let's have positive. Never can tell We have something else. Let's not be negative always. Let's try to create the spirit of positivity. When we have the spirit of positivity, I tell you, it will certainly help you to have stress management. And another very important thing is therapy, counseling. If we feeling we are getting down, we need to meet a counselor, or we need to confide in the person, see the human feeling, see what we have experienced, and that will certainly help our mental well-being and our physical and emotional well-being.
Wow.
There are many more.
Thank you so much, Doctor. That was huge and elaborate. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed this section. And please get your pens and papers ready because we are already doing justice to this topic. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful one, Ma. Yes, please, viewers, manage your stress. Stress management is very, very important. Don't overlook it because if you don't manage it, it will make you, it will just make you burn out. So try, work on yourself and manage it. Yes, to you, Mr. Johnson, can you share a time where you experienced burnout?
You're asking me very big,
Not that big, please.
Actually, I've learned this long time ago.
Really?
Yes, I've learned it long time ago. Let me tell you the experience that pushed me to that. Well, I learned that, like doctor said, that burnout is if you're now experiencing exhaustion physically, mentally, and it results from prolonged stress that you couldn't control. You understand?
Yeah.
And eventually, if this burnout experience also, if you couldn't control it, it will lead to another health issue that may eventually lead to death. So I experienced one terrible experience some time ago. It's not personally to me, but to one of my friends.
Okay.
So we were in my former place of work, though. And this guy, we knew him to be very active, and of course, everybody in that place were very active and used to work. So, but we were experiencing all these praise from him, but he couldn't check it because one, maybe because he also was trying to get attention of our leaders there. Because of that, he was not checking himself and just to pause and manage the stress. But all of a sudden, the guy, it was a very painful experience then, and even he was a very young man, and somebody that not even given, okay, has not even married. The place of giving back. So the guy just waits like that because that was our code there that we need to walk so that people will see us, so that we can get promotion or that kind of thing. So now there was a time, I think it was this event happened, I think it was 2005 or thereabouts. Yes, I was a student affairs officer there. In 2015, they now took me to School of Postgraduate Studies, at Secondary School of Postgraduate Studies. The man that was leaving the School of Postgraduate Studies went there, was very young, but when he was being redeployed from that place to another place, he was having gray hair. Sincerely, he was having gray hair just because of strain. Strain also caused that. So when I got the letter of the deployment to postgraduate studies there, I was discussing with my friend, and we were just joking about it. He said, can you imagine somebody coming out from that place was having you two will begin to you prepare to get your own gray hair. Look at me very well. I won't have gray hair because I understand why. to prevent burnout, you have to know your limit.
Yes.
You have to know your limit. You have to set up boundary. X boundary, everyone. You have to set up boundary. Most of the time that we do mistake, we can't separate our work life from social life. You see some persons in the office, in their offices, they will be chatting from morning till something around 3 o'clock. And when it is 4, you know that your assignment has a timeline. You have to submit it before you close. Before you realize that the time has gone. So, they will start be working and, be rushing to do the work. So it's part of those things that cause this burnout that we are talking about. So if you prioritize the work from the beginning, as you resume your office, you know the kind of the line of assignment you have. Then you prioritize it. You know which one to do at what time.
That's the essence of the to-do list.
Exactly. So now I have to know this from the beginning. And most of this, another strategy to really prevent this burnout is to delegate. I will go to the school of social studies. Definitely, I will have some persons that will be working with me. So some persons like that, they are perfectionists. You can't be satisfied with people working with you. Those are the perfectionists now. So they don't move with whatever any other person give them. They like to do things by themselves. So those ones, they are vulnerable to this kind of stress. So I understood that before I moved to that place. That's why. So you can see my head now. You see?
Yeah, no, you're serious.
Thank you so much.
That was a super. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that insight. Yes, ma, coming to you. This burnout, ma, is there any way that you can avoid it in the work? Is it avoidable?
Yeah. Thank you for that question. And I'm happy that my colleague has never experienced it because it was proactive. So the advice to everyone of us, let us be proactive. And then, not just everyone, even to organize, even to our boss, management, and also be proactive that the staff do not experience burnout. Now, we've said so much about burnout, causes, the symptom.
Yes.
So to avoid it, because it's avoidable,
Really?
it does not really have to happen if things are put in place.
Oh.
If the management provides for the staff what is required for them to work well, and if the staff or the workers are able to prioritize what they should do and knowledgeable of what they should do and others, for example, if somebody is giving excess workload and the person does not even know how to go about it and it's not giving the instruction, it will not help. It will lead to burnout. So to avoid it, when you give people responsibility, as I said, delegation. Don't overload one person. You have many people, so share the work so that it can be completed at the right time. And not just delegate, also make it available what we use to complete that work. As I said before, if you have to produce so many memos, okay, we're in the university, let me use our exam today.
Yes.
Tomorrow is the exam. We have my exam to do. And the rule is you don't produce your exam question paper until the day before. And you get to the school, there is no light. You've not even typed. It means you are edging for issue, anxiety. Suddenly the light comes and you start to type your questions and all. By 3 o'clock, we're in Nigeria, and there will be 3 Nigerian impact. And what is that? Electricity disappears. And tomorrow the person asks the exam. The paper talks to it. How can that person not experience burnout? The person be stressed. Mind you, burnout is a constant and prolonged stress. So inability to provide what is required to do the task given to the staff can also cause burnout. So if it's avoided, there will be no burnout. Another thing is unclear explanation of job expectation. If you don't explain to the worker what is expected of them, you will know what's expected. If you're doing it wrong, that can lead to burnout. But if it is explained, you explain the responsibility, explain what is expected of the person, then there will be no burnout. They have to have support. Lack of support from colleagues or from management can also lead to burnout. Then, as I said before, balancing the work. Life and work must be balanced. If it's not properly balanced, I don't want to explain it because we've already explained it. What we mean by work and life balance, the private life. Yes. If it is not properly balanced, there will be issue. And one way it can even be avoided is there should be a stipulated time for staff to go on leave. If the staff goes on leave, 21 days leave, and when giving that leave, the person should utilize it, not to go and start doing business or look for a short break because of Nigerian economic situation. No. Leave period is period to rest. If the person makes some time rest, then the issue of stress will be very minimized. Another way to avoid this is what we call okay, if there isn't this love, there isn't this care among staff, people will call it toxic environment. If the workplace is toxic, so we should avoid toxic environment, there will be no burnout. What is toxic environment? It simply means there's so much negativity, so much suspicion. Somebody is not at work, you say, and it's not finished, I say, don't mind, it's fine, he just doesn't want to come to work. That's negativity. Or somebody comes, is not feeling fine, and then the person says, go to the clinic and check you. You say, you must finish this up before you go. That's negativity. So when the boss is harsh, or the boss is cannot be as tough as he said, there are some people who are professional. If you cannot satisfy your boss, it creates a toxic environment for the staff. Why? Somebody will be doing all their best to satisfy, you don't see it as best. Toxic environment. It also becomes toxic when the little done is not appreciated. When no matter how little has been done, we need to appreciate it. If you appreciate the person, will encourage to do more, and if you show that love and kindness to the person, if there is no toxicity in the environment, the person's emotional fatigue will not be there. And the management starts repetition of work, the same thing in the come today, tomorrow, the same restoration give to the person. No, they verify. This staff is doing this today, tomorrow give you another one. That way, they are exposed to everything. And that will help to make sure that there is no burnout. So it is avoidable if both the staff and the management avoid those causes, the causes of burnout, if they are removed, being proactive and not wait for it to happen and not become active. No, it's better to be proactive. Once you are proactive towards the causes of burnout, physically, emotionally, mentally, and then it will not happen in any environment. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mark. That's really massive. Thank you so much. And yes, to Mr. Johnson, how can employees prioritize their personal and mental well-being in order to prevent this burnout in the workspace?
Physical and mental.
Yes.
Well, like we've been saying since we started the program, honestly, the main point here is that we need to work smarter rather than working harder. Let's work smarter. We should not focus on hard workers. What about the smart workers? The smart workers escape this and they still come out with their results. Why the hard workers? They go through stress before they could get their results. Work smart. How do we work smart? One, we need to prioritize our priorities. Let's create our schedule. Now, talking about the physical well-being. Talking about the physical well-being, well, if you want to put our physical well-being as of the routine, our daily routine at work, is very okay. One, the first thing to do, I think, concentrating on your physical well-being is to, one, take movement break every hour, every 60 minutes. It's only because of, like Dr. John said, that in Nigeria, because of the situation, economic situation in Nigeria now, even if you take leave, you still go to another place to do some work so that you can get extra income. So that's fantastic. But honestly, in an ideal country, honestly, we need to be taking movement as a break every hour, normally every hour. But where this is not possible, of course, at times, even you may be on your seat and still relax yourself and to ensure that your physical being is in place. You understand? Then you optimize your workspace ergonomic. What do I mean by that? Ensure that whatever you are using in your workplace, your seat, your chair, place it in a way that will be suitable for you. Sometimes in one of my offices, in my previous works, I had a chair, a very big chair like that. If I will see it, you will love to sit on it. But that chair was giving me backache. Was giving me backache. You understand? The chair looks very good, but for my whole physical being, it wasn't good. So I have to buy a throw, what do you call it, sir? That's more pillow. Okay. Throw pillow. Yes, I have to put it at the back to support my system. So it's part of those things. Check your office, rearrange it to suit your own style. What some things that we don't take cognizance of. I could see doctor taking water immediately as we enter the space. Honestly, it's part of a thing. Stay hydrated.
Thank you.
No, sincerely, it may look minimal, but sincerely, it goes a long way. Stay hydrated is part of it to take care of your physical well-being. Then you eat balanced diet too, and ensure that you eat well. So eat well, and a mini workout also in the office is allowed. How will you do that? In my office, as I'm sitting down here, I may just stretch myself, stretch my neck, stretch this thing. You are doing workout unknowingly to yourself. You twist your leg like this, twist your neck. It's mini workout. So just try to engage yourself in all those little things it counts. And when we are not talking about the mental, how to take care, putting it as a routine into your daily schedule, daily routine. Now, putting it as part of it to take care of your mental well-being. Well, most of the time, it's something that we should be doing that we don't take as important like that. You know, it like a kind of meditation. Just sit down like this without being disturbed. Maybe for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. It's okay. So it's part of it. You are taking care of your mental being. It's also important. Then let's use this our daily prioritization of our job. Most of the time, whenever you are going for a very big task like this, mostly the administrators, they normally call us for put us as secretary to committees in the university. So whenever you are going for such a task, an assignment, take a deep breath. As the meeting is about to start, It doesn't cost you anything, but it goes a long way. At least to settle down before the meeting starts. So a lot of things you protect your focus window. What do you mean by this? Let's protect our focus window. It means that you have, like I said, that we should prioritize our schedule. The schedule you have written them down, things to do. So dedicate, even if it's just like 2 hours to that particular task on the store. Shut down your notification from your phone, shut down from social media, concentrate, focus on that assignment, and ensure that you finish that one. Once you finish it, then you can now start doing some other things. So you are taking care of your mind will be content, will be at that particular job for that particular time. So that's part of it.
That's massive. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, ma'am. What advice would you give to our viewers that are currently experiencing burnout? The watchers. Yes,
Okay. For anybody experiencing burnout right now, I would say the first thing to do is take it to the Lord in prayer. Meet your maker, your creator, to assist. To say, God, give me the grace and direction. It's very important to acknowledge God in our life. Then the next thing is person to learn to be open. That is communication, speak up.
yes.
We must learn to discuss with our family when we get home, your experience at work. If you are married with your spouse, if you have children, even with your children, or with your kids, even with a good neighbor, when you talk this out, it will help a lot. And very importantly, there will be something that you like, whether it is food or physical thing, your hobby, do your hobby. You like dancing, start dancing.
Yes.
It will help you to remove the stress. You like cooking, cook and give to people. If you like to bake. If you like to watch film, sing for money and watch film. Do something that makes you happy. Try to be happy. Most important, happiness is within you, not from outside. Don't seek happiness from outside. Don't seek satisfaction from outside. Don't let what people say around you affect you. Let what God says about you be what should influence you, and with that, you'll be able to take care of your situation.
Wow, thank you so much, Doctor. Yes, Mr. Johnson,
Well, it's
your
just-
final thought on
It's
maybe
just one word. It's
Yes.
just one word. Where if you are feeling hopeless, you are feeling distressed, deeply anxious, physically unwell, what you need to do is to consult a therapist on time. Just do it on time before it gets really bad.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And my viewers, please don't take things for granted. Whenever you feel stress, burnout, speak up. What's stopping you from seeing a counselor? Speak up. Let somebody talk to you. We might just be the solution to what you are experiencing. And Doctor, thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
Mr. Johnson, thank you for honoring this invitation.
I'm just privileged
We are
to be.
pleased
It's
for
really
having
good
you.
today.
Thank you so much, my viewers,
Thank you.
for joining us. Thank you for staying tuned. And goodbye for now.
Be
Thank you.
proactive. Don't let it happen before you find solution.
Yes,
Be
Thank you.
proactive.
Thank you. Doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's taking a long time to talk.
Sure,